Hello there, my name is Sachio, and today I'm going to convince you, seller, to convince into a more convenient method of selling items, which is e-commerce. So, what is e-commerce? E-commerce is, to put it simply, just business as usual, except that it's easier and it's more convenient for you because it uses the technology of the 21st century. Sounds very modern, right? Now, so however am I going to convince you? Well, I've got a list, and first on my list is actually list, product listing. So you know how customers walk into your store, right? And they pick up a specific item that they want to buy, and they ask you for a very detailed description, like when is it made and what is it made of, and is it second-hand or not, and other stuff like that. Well, in e-commerce, you don't have to do that for each single customer that walks into your store. You just need to set up a detailed product description just one time in your product listing, and the customer will look at just that, and they don't need to ask you for every little detailed description, and you don't have to answer them personally. And second on my list is actually the cost reduction, right? So you know how to run a store. You obviously need to pay some electricity bill, you need to pay some water bills, and you need to pay the rent and other stuff like that, right? Well, in e-commerce you don't have to do that. You just need a little space in your room and set it up for a little storage to keep your merchandise. And maybe if you don't have a room in your house, you can rent a place somewhere, and obviously it's going to be cheaper because you don't need the furniture and the decorations to make your store look all fancy and stuff. And then third on my list is actually the cheaper advertisement and marketing. How is it cheaper? Well, let's take an example of one of the largest e-commerce platform in Indonesia, which is Tokopedia. How much cheaper is actually the advertisement? Well, it's actually free. Yeah, it's actually free. So you know how you got a store running, right? And you got a few items listed. You can set up some of that items for advertisement. And when someone looks up for a specific product, say that maybe they're looking for a speaker, your product is going to be at the top of their search list. So they're going to look at your product first before moving on to your competitors. And then at the fourth of my list is that you will actually get more customers. Why? Because if it's more convenient for you, it's obviously more convenient for them too. How so? Well, it's easier for them to look for stuff. They just need to click on that magnifying glass, and they type in what they're looking for, and voila, there's a list of the item that they're looking for, neatly arranged. And that will be all for me. You will find Roberto with more benefits, which I'm sure is obviously going to convince you to shift into this e-commerce business. Thank you all for listening. My name is Jonathan.
The fifth benefit is the customer have more flexibility in buying something with e-commerce. For example, by using e-commerce, the product is ready 24/7. What does it mean by the product is ready 24/7? It means that whenever the customer want to buy the product, the customer can buy the product. Meanwhile, in offline store, there are open and close hours, so the customer need to follow their work hour to buy the product. And the next benefit is the customer can compare more thing and price with e-commerce. Customer can compare more product and price from a different e-commerce with same product or even similar product. The next one is there are no reach limitation. It means that your product which you sell online can reach wherever the customer as long as the customer have internet to access your e-commerce. Meanwhile, in offline shops, you need to expand your store to reach the new community and get new customer. The next one is faster respond to what market demand in this situation. For example, you can ask the e-commerce to notify you when you need a product but the product is already sold out. the e-commerce will send you notification when the seller put your product back in stock. The last thing is there are a lot of payment methods. By using e-commerce, you can use a lot of payment methods such as paying with your credit or debit card, transfer it from your bank account, or even paying with cash on delivery. That means that the store has no longer have to lose his customer due to lack of payment methods. In our conclusion, even if there are a lot of benefits you can get by changing your store to online one, you need to think about it first and study about it first, because managing an online store is different from offline store, and you need to know more technology if you wanna change your store into online. That's all from us. Thank you.